All right, so this store we did $188,000 in a single month, and this wasn't even the highest month on the store. I'm gonna go over exactly how you can do this for yourself. And no, we're not gonna be using Shrine theme. We're not gonna be spending hours building a website, and we're not gonna scroll on Callow data for ages just for our product to fail and have completely bad results on Facebook and just do the same thing over again. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the raw process that I take to scale these stores. And you can see the month after that, we scaled even higher to $255,000. So if you're tired of watching these YouTubers listening to the same information over and over, literally not seeing any luck or landing on that one product, I'm going to show you the raw process of what I do and how I get these consistent results and how I do it without spending so much time just for a product to end up failing and not getting me any results. So if you want to see results like this and you can see the stripe, this is legit, nothing here is fake. There's a few things that you don't want to do and avoid. We're not going to go ahead and pay for Shrine theme. That will not make any difference, and I don't care how many people tell you it does, it won't make a difference. We're not going to go ahead and build a one product store. Heck, even a general store, we're not going to do any of that. We're not going to go ahead and spend hours making a fancy website or even spend a bunch of times making videos. And last but not least, we're not going to keep watching gurus, except me, of course. That's the only person you want to watch on YouTube. So yeah, we're going to want to avoid all of this. This is what you do not want to do. Don't worry, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this all the right way. So number one, the first thing we need is a website. Now for this, you can just use the AI store builder that I have in the description. It's just going to make a simple website. It's nothing crazy, but it will make everything that you need. So you can just go to the link, click start your store, choose your color, click on next, go ahead and enter your store URL right here, click on next step, then go ahead and watch this video and follow these instructions to get your access token and paste it right here. Then just go activate your Shopify plan. It's like $1 and then click on start store build. And this is just gonna go ahead and build you the exact store setup that you need. So if you guys want to check this out, I'll leave a link below. But once you do have your store built, this is pretty much how it's going to look. It's going to come with a few products and it's going to be basic. You're going to have a bunch of different products with a bunch of product descriptions. And this is all you need. You don't need anything crazy. I'm telling you guys, until you prove a product, you don't need to go all out and spend hours building a website. It does not matter. So this is what it's going to look like. It's just going to be product images, title, description. And these are all the preloaded products on there. So you can essentially ignore these or just use them as reference or examples as to what winning products look like. But don't worry, I'm going to show you exactly how you can find products on your own. Now, let's say one of these products work. You can then go ahead and make it look nice. So yes, once it works, go ahead, go all out, do whatever you want. And by the way, I noticed on camera, this jacket is not dirty. This is the design. This is the style in 2025, you know? So anyway, you can make it look nice once a product actually works. There you go. Once you have your website, the next thing we want to do is find products. This is very, very important. And there's a few things I want to look for when finding these products. Before we continue, I wanted to mention that I recently opened a private inner circle for those of you who just want that additional help. We have people crushing in here. We have people getting their first sale. This guy just got his second sale. Joseph just crossed 100K in a single month, and this was after just a month or two of him joining the inner circle. We have Iman, who's on day 4 of a new product and is at 1,500 in sales. We have Yes Chef, who on his first product test did $200 in a single day. We have Iman, who'd crossed 100K on his initial store since joining. And there's Brightside, who did his first $500 day, and everybody in here is just crushing it. And inside the inner circle, I do uncut product research. I show you guys live product recommendations. I hook you up with my private suppliers and literally everything you guys need to succeed. So if you guys are interested, I'll leave an application below. And if you are approved, I look forward to seeing you guys inside the inner circle. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. There's a few things I want to look for when finding these products. So number one is make sure they solve some type of problem. Products that solve a problem are just way easier to sell. So make sure there's some type of solution that your product has. The next thing is make sure your product has multiple angles. So if you're selling skincare, for example, you can go about it from the wrinkle removing angle or old age and have them look younger, or even removing acne. So there's a few different angles you can go about it, meaning you can scale pretty high when it comes to products in the beauty and health niche. So make sure there's a few different angles you can go about it with, and it'll help drastically later in the process. The next thing is don't go after products that are sitting in Target or Walmart, or they can just drive a few minutes and get. You want to make sure they're products that people can only feel like they can get online and on your store. The next thing is you want to make sure you have at least a $15 to $20 margin. Again, you guys have heard all this information, but you want to make sure you're selling it for 3 times more than what you're getting it for. That just helps, especially when you're spending money on ads, for us to be profitable. Now, here are a few different niches or categories you can go for. You can pause the video and read these. But one thing you want to avoid is fashion and apparel random tech gadgets, generic jewelry, and bulky and heavy items. The reason I stay away from fashion and apparel is just because there's so many sizes, there's so many different SKUs and variants, and so many things that can go wrong, leading to way more chargebacks and customer returns. Now, random tech gadgets is just no value. You might not even have a bunch of a margin with this, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong, especially with tech. And bulk and heavy items is just a headache to ship from China. You don't want to sell anything bulky. And here are some examples of these bad products that you want to stay away from. So we're not going to go ahead and ship a freaking dirt bike from China and give it to some dude just to realize it doesn't work. And then you have a $644 chargeback you have to deal with. So we're going to stay away from these bulky and heavy items. Who knows how much shipping costs on stuff like this. The next one is going for too cheap of products. You don't want to go for a product like this. It's very gimmicky, very cheap. You barely have any margin with this $6. So we're going to stay away from products like that. The next one is Christmas trees. We're not going to have a family of 4 waiting on a Christmas tree coming from China, and let's say they order a week before Christmas. Yeah, there is no way in hell that this thing is going to be at their doorstep. It's going to be in China at customs or whatever, and you're just going to end up facing a $60 chargeback. We ain't going to do that. The next one, obviously, again, cheap products like this, you just want to stay away from. Do not sell these. And the next one, you don't want to sell a freaking trampoline. You're going to have some baby jumping on this, fall through the trampoline, break their head, and you're going to be held liable. So yeah, and a $130 chargeback on top of that. So we're not going to sell products like this. Now, some good product examples are products like this. Don't sell this. A lot of people are selling it, but these products are light, easy to ship, very cheap cost of goods. And you can see very, very easy. They're problem solving. There's something of value that people actually see in these types of products, and they have multiple angles that you can sell them at. And how we can actually find products like this is going on this tool called Calidata, and you can see there's just a bunch of different products that are on TikTok Shop, and we're going to be using these products to actually sell on Facebook before they hit Facebook. So these are trendy products on TikTok Shop. So we can go ahead and go to this first one right here, and you can see the last 30 days, it's done $500,000, and they just launched this recently. So we have everything we need right here. We can go to video and ads, and you have all these creatives that you can literally just download and start running on Facebook. All right, so here's another example of a pretty new product that's starting to pop off. This is some whipped oil body cream, and it's doing around 5K per day right now on TikTok Shop. So if we can get this over to Facebook and start advertising, we can make a pretty good amount. And they're selling it for $45, and on AliExpress, this is literally like $7. So it's like some whipped body oil, and you can see the videos for it right here. It essentially just makes you smell pretty good, and these girls love it and eat this stuff up. Now, once you actually find the product you want to sell on Calidata, what you can do is copy the name. So whipped oil body cream. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and copy this and go to this website called Facebook Ads Library to gauge how many other people are actually selling this, just so we have an idea of if we have any competition for this or if we're the only ones. So as I'm scrolling through here, I literally do not see anybody else selling this, which typically is always a pretty good sign, meaning nobody has hopped onto this product yet. So once I find a pretty good product with high demand on Calidata, and I look at Ads Library to cross-check if there's anybody else running ads to it, and let's say there's one or maybe nobody running ads to it, I will literally take this product and add it to my store. So what you can do if you want to add this product, you can literally just screenshot this and then upload this into ChatGPT and ask it to make you another variation of this image. So I went ahead and typed this out and clicked enter. And now ChatGPT is going to make a product image for us that we can then use on our website and just upload to our store. Okay, so we literally have this image right here. We're going to go ahead and download it, and we're going to go over to our Shopify store and click on add product. And we're going to go ahead and name this whatever we want to name it. So I'm going to go ahead and paste this as the name for now. And then I'm going to go ahead and upload that image we got from ChatGPT. All right, so now we have the title and the image. Now I'm going to make a product description. You can use the product description generator I'll link below, which will make your product description in the same format that I make mine. So you can click write me a product description, and then just go ahead and show ChatGPT what it is you want a description for. So I'm going to go ahead and just screenshot this and give it to ChatGPT so that I can know to make a description for this whipped body oil. All right, cool. So it made us a pretty simple description. I'm going to go ahead and copy all this and then just paste it on my website. And we have our product description. And now that that's saved, I'm going to scroll down and price this. So typically I like to price it 3x more than what I get it for. So if we're getting it from China for around $8, I think we could go at around $29.95 just because the listing of this was $40. But in the beginning, I do like to start a bit lower on the price. So we're going to go ahead and click save. Now I'm going to go ahead and click view. and we can see that our product page looks pretty simple and clean. Obviously, with the theme, you want to edit all of these and add all these product and shipping delivery details, and then add a few more images. But for the most part, this is all you need to run this. Now, once you actually have your product page set up, how are we going to run ads? Literally just follow this framework. So we're going to have one CBO, and we're going to have 3 to 5 different ad sets within that CBO. We're going to leave everything broad and then have 3 creatives per ad group. So let's say ad group number 1, we'll have creative number 1, creative number 2, creative number 3. And this could all be in the same group. So for example, for this product, we can have ad group number 1 be about smelling good. We can have ad set number 2 be about getting your dream man. And we can have ad set number 3 be about whatever else. So whatever concept it is, you want to have those creatives related to that. So if it's about getting your dream man, we can have the first video about that, second video about that, and third video about that, all under this one category. And then for the next category, we're going to obviously have creatives related to that category. So that's how we're going to go with our ad account structure. And we're going to start at $100 per day at the CBO level. So it's going to spread the budget to whichever one that it thinks will work. And then we're going to run this for at least 3 days. You can cut it sooner if you don't see results, and you can follow this little roadmap. So a good sign typically is a sale on day 1, having under $1 CPC, or just having a lot of add to carts and initiate checkouts. That shows that there's demand for this. Bad sign is if you don't get a sale on day 1, if you have above a $2 cost per click, or if you barely have any add to carts or initiate checkouts. If day 1 is bad, you can turn off the bad ones. If there are good performing ones, you can leave them on. Turn anything off with no add to cart. If you're not even getting an add to cart on day 1, that's a pretty bad sign. And whichever ones that you turn off, just add a new creative or just add a new ad set and return. And yeah, you can just relaunch a few new ones if there is one that's performing a little bit better than the other ones. Now for day 2, you want to keep everything running. So expect more sales. Even if it's unprofitable, you can expect some more sales on day 2, but you still want to keep the budget the same. You just want to let the algorithm stabilize. You want to look for consistency here. Some good signs are you're getting more sales. Again, it might be unprofitable, but as long as you can tell that there's demand for it, you're chilling. If you're consistently getting add to carts and initiate checkouts, and if your cost per click is still decent, these are all good signs for day 2. Some bad signs are if you still have no sales. If you don't have any sales by day 2, you're probably cooked, buddy. If your cost per click's rising or is still high, or you still don't have any increases in how many add to carts you're getting or initiate checkouts, these are pretty cooked signs. I'm not gonna lie, bro. If day 2 is bad, you can just kill the product. But again, if you are getting sales and you're just unprofitable, you wanna let it keep running. Now for day 3, you want to duplicate the best angles and just build off of it. So the ad groups that are working the best, duplicate them and add more creatives. You want to double down on what's working at this stage. Now, some good signs are consistency, and sometimes you'll have one creative just absolutely outperforming the other ones. Now, if there's multiple creatives performing, that's even better. And at this point, you should have sales rolling in. Again, if you don't have any sales by day 3, just kill it. If your CPC is bad, you shouldn't even have been letting it run this long. But again, if day 3 is bad and you still, for whatever reason, are running it, just completely cut it. And day 4, you want to cut all the bad angles, anything with a high CPC or a low CTR. You want to keep all profitable or signal rich ad sets running. Signal rich as in if they're getting a lot of add to carts, initiate checkouts, maybe even purchases, and it's just breaking even, not necessarily profitable, you want to keep all that. Adding more ad sets based off what's working is very, very important for day 4. And typically you can increase budgets by day 4. But again, some good signs are you're getting multiple sales, you have clear outlying ad sets, and there's consistency. Now, bad signs are when you scale, it flops, your new ad sets just die, your cost per clicks are increasing, your sales are slow. Now, if day 4 is bad and you're still, for whatever reason, running it, or your results are just declining, you can again cut it. But if you made it to day 5 and onward, again, you could have increased the budget earlier on in the cycle, depending on how good your results are. But by this point, you can scale the CBO budget from 100 to 250 to 500, from 500 to 1,000, from 1,000 to 1,500 or 2,000, if you're seeing consistent results by this point. So this is sort of the process that you can follow once you actually run a product. So this is the pretty simple and basic product page that you can have for it, and then just literally download all these videos and run it on Facebook. Now, follow this entire roadmap. Obviously, there's going to be a bunch of different problems and things that come up along the way, but this is the process. And if this doesn't work, you want to go back to the drawing board, find another product, make another product page, run the same exact campaign structure and just follow this exact blueprint right here. And again, this is literally all you guys need to do. I'm not nobody special. I don't have a crazy high IQ. This is simple. Anyone can do it. It just takes a lot of dedication. And if you really follow the system the right way, you can literally see results like this. So you can see that this just continues and it's never ending. We're doing like 9K, 10K in a single day. The month after that, we did 255K again. And this is all just from a single product. Like this stuff can really change your life. Again, if you guys are interested in joining my private one-on-one inner circle, I'll leave a link below to the application. But again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and got some value from it. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.